So we are now going to start with the next chapter for today, which is in statistics. The first two chapters is what we are going to discuss. First chapter being statistical representation of data or the basics theory. Very less probability of being asked, maybe one or two or three questions maximum, purely theory oriented. Okay, a quick recap. Statistics is derived from the word status, which means political state. The other origins for the word are Italian statista, German statistic, and French statistique. The statistics in singular sense refers to the method of collection, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data. Whereas in its plural sense, it refers to the data or the raw data that is collected. Now, what are the types of sources of data? Primary data and secondary data. Primary data refers to data that is collected for the first time, and secondary data refers to the data that is already available in public or private sources. And what are the modes of collecting primary data? The methods of collecting data: direct interview, indirect interview, observation, questionnaire. Now, questions can be on which method is more accurate, which method is more time consuming, which method has the more amount of responses. Okay. Seventh one, classification of data. What are the two types of classification of data? Qualitative and quantitative. While qualitative data is temporal or chronological classifications, and quantitative is spatial or geographical, basically. Now, quantitative and qualitative classification examples: quantitative, any data that is represented in the form of numbers. Qualitative data, anything that is in the form of behavioral pattern or attributes. Okay. Gender, nationality, everything is qualitative. Whereas marks, number of shares, sales, everything is quantitative. Right. Now, quantitative data can be either discrete or continuous variable. Now, discrete variable means data will be having a single particular value, isolated value. Continuous variable is data that is within a range, data that takes a range. Now, coming to the modes of presentation of data. There are four modes of presentation of data: textual, tabular, diagrammatic, and graphical presentation. The parts of the table are given to you. The header is the title. The headings of the row is called as the stub. The column wise headings are called as caption. The title and the heading together make up the box head. The contents of the table is your body of the table, and the bottom line is the source from where the data is taken, or the source note or the footnote. Essentially, how many parts of a table? 5 parts of a table. Right? And graphical presentation of data can be done through line diagram, bar diagram, pie chart, histogram, frequency polygon, frequency curve, ogives. Now, in this, the point that you have to remember with respect to this is, if it is for mode, the used diagram is histogram. If it is for median, we use ogives, where ogives are used based on cumulative frequencies. Ogives are based on cumulative frequencies. Okay. Don't worry, the printout will be given to you, not to worry. Next, frequency. Now, coming to the table of frequency or the concept of frequency. The number of times a particular data is repeated is called as frequency. Now, frequency distribution can be discrete or continuous. When it comes to continuous frequency, we have learned the following, we will be having the following terms. Number one, class range or class width or class length, which is upper limit minus lower limit. Now, when it comes to class boundaries, for upper boundary, how will you calculate? Plus 0.5. For lower boundary, minus 0.5. Okay, 0.5 is nothing but the gap between two intervals divided by 2. Okay. Class mark or mid value is given as upper limit plus lower limit divided by 2. Relative frequency, frequency of the class divided by total frequency, and frequency density is frequency of the class divided by class length. Remember, when boundaries are given, boundaries need to be taken for computing class length. And the last one, cumulative frequency. How to calculate cumulative frequency? The total of frequency of each class interval. So it is the aggregate of frequency of each class interval. Now so this is about the basic first chapter. From this chapter, the questions, probably one or two questions which are theory oriented has been asked so far. So I am not getting into the questions per se from this chapter. I believe you have your practice material, which your study material questions is more than enough for practice purposes for this chapter. But please ensure these theory points are brushed through before going for the examination. Okay, the handout will be given to you for your reference purposes. Clear? Now we move on to the next important area of discussion, central tendency and dispersion. Okay. Now for each formula, we are going to have the formula put up in 3 segments. Non-frequency model, discrete frequency model and continuous frequency model. Right? So let's quickly understand the first part, which is measures of central tendency. Now, what are the 4 measures of central tendency? Or are the 3 measures of central tendency? Mean, median and mode. What are the 3 types of mean? Arithmetic mean, geometric mean and harmonic mean. Okay. Now let's understand the formula for each of these measures. I am not going to look at the table. We are going to discuss and we have a recap of the formula so that it benefits the class on the whole. First one, arithmetic mean. Arithmetic mean is given by sum of observations divided by total number of observations. However, if it is a frequency distribution, then summation of fx divided by summation of f. And if it is a continuous frequency distribution, summation of f into m divided by summation of f, where m refers to the mid value. How to calculate mid value? Upper limit plus lower limit divided by. Okay. So to find this total number of observations, how will you calculate? AM into N. You will get the total number of observations. Clear? Next, coming to geometric mean. Geometric mean is given as the nth root of product of observations. So, nth root of x1 into x2 into x3, so on. So if I have 2 observations, square root of x1 into x2. 3 observations, cubic root of x1 into x2 into x3, so on and so forth. Okay. Now when it comes to a frequency distribution, this n will get replaced by f. So sigma f the root of x1 to the power f1, not into, x1 to the power f1 into x2 to the power f2 into x3 to the power f3, so on. Okay, and the same formula will apply when it is a continuous frequency distribution. The only change is, instead of x1, we are going to use the mid value. Got it? Yes? Now, how to identify if the question is asking you on geometric mean? The words that will be relevant are percentages, proportion, rate, rates. Okay. So, if they give you the rates of inflation were 3, 4 and 5, find the average rate. So, the question is not saying what average you need to find, but the word given is rates. So, when the word rates is available, we have the suitable mean will be geometric mean. So, if these words are available in the question and if they are asking you to find out the suitable average or suitable mean, you have to choose geometric mean in the exam. Is that clear? Yes? Can we move on to the next? Harmonic mean. Now, harmonic mean is given as reciprocal of arithmetic mean of reciprocal of observations. Reciprocal of arithmetic mean of reciprocal of observations. So, how is the formula of harmonic mean going to be defined? N divided by sigma 1 by x. N divided by sigma 1 by x, where 1 by x is nothing but the sum of reciprocal of observations. Now, if it is going to be for a frequency distribution, instead of n, sigma f will come divided by sigma f into 1 by x or f by x. F into 1 by x or f by x. Same way, if it is for a continuous frequency, same formula, but instead in the denominator, what we will use? M, which is the mid value. Which is the mid value. Thank you. Okay. So these are the formula for harmonic mean. Again, what are the relevant hints from the question that you will pick that the question is on harmonic mean? First important term is per அப்படிங்கிற word இருக்கும். Say for example, the prices of rice per kg in 2001 was, 2002 was, 2003 was. Find the average price per kg. Now, when this word per is given in the question, average நீங்க நார்மலா AM கூட கண்டுபிடிக்கலாம், but that is not the answer they are expecting. When the word per is given, it is per unit. So, you have to find harmonic mean only. கண்ண மூடிட்டு ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கோங்க, இந்த per unitங்கிற variable இருந்தாலே it is harmonic mean question only. Okay? Then, question on speed, distance and time. Kilometers per hour, miles per hour. Okay. Then question on ratios. Question on ratios. The average ratio was so and so times அந்த மாதிரி ஏதாவது கொடுத்திருந்தா. But இதுல very commonly tested is this using per and using the speed distance concept. Okay. So this is about harmonic mean. So far clear? Okay. Now what is the relationship between harmonic mean, arithmetic mean and geometric mean? AM will always be greater than GM, which will always be greater than HM. Greater than or equal to. Okay. So when the values are distinct, when the word uses distinct values abdina, the relationship is AM greater than GM greater than HM. Whereas if it is just given for any values, the distinctங்கிற word இல்லனா, then you will use this equation AM greater than or equal to GM greater than or equal to HM. Okay? And if you want to find out one of the means when other values are given, we use the equation GM is equal to root of AM into HM, or GM square is equal to AM into HM. GM square is equal to AM into HM. Okay? So far clear? Yes? Now, before we go into median and mode, as a quick practice exercise, you are going to calculate the arithmetic mean, geometric mean, and harmonic mean for the given values. One question, quick practice. Find the AM, GM and HM for the given value. 10 to 15, 20 to 25, 25 to 30, 30 to 35. You can ask 15 to 20 is missing. No problem. Don't worry about what is missing in the question. Whatever is available in the question, go ahead and answer. Let's get the answer. What is the arithmetic mean? You would have taken the mid value, 12.5, 22.5, 27.5 and 32.5. Fx you would have done and taken the total. So what is the arithmetic mean? Can you give me the answer directly? 22. Harmonic mean and geometric mean? Not at all possible. Harmonic mean? 18.62. So let's see how you would have done your harmonic mean first, then I will come to geometric mean. Harmonic mean you would have done F by M. So 4 by 12.5. 0.32. 2 by 22.5. 0.089. 0.036 and 0.092. 0.092. Okay. Total is 0.10. 0.537. So you will get 10 divided by 0.537. 18.62. Is everyone getting this for harmonic mean? Yes? Now for geometric mean, you should have done root of or 10th root of 12.5 to the power 4 into 22.5 square into 27.5 to the power 1 into 32.5 the whole power 3. Okay. Now how did you take? Now after taking this value, how to take the 10th root in your calculator? 10th root then? You can use the calculator shortcut. The calculator shortcut is press square root button 15 times minus 1 divided by n, whichever n you want to find. Now if that n is third root, fourth root, fifth root, n the root here n is equal to 10. Okay? Right? Then plus 1, then press into equal to button 15 times. Press into equal to button 15 times. Right? So if you use this shortcut, you will be able to find the geometric mean. Can you tell me what is the answer? அப்படி பண்ணி தான் இது வருதா? வரணுமே. If you are getting that error, then what you have to do is you have to split. Say for 12.5 power 4, find the 10th root separately. For the balance, find the 10th root separately. So split it into 2 or 3 groups, find the 10th root separately, then multiply the final answer. So here I will suggest do 12.5 power 4 10th root separately. Do 22.5 square into 27.5. இந்த ரெண்ட club பண்ணிரலாம். Do 10th root separately. And then do 32.5 power 3 10th root separately. Final, multiply the 3 answers, you will get your final answer. Your answers should be somewhere around 20 point something. Somewhere around 20.26 be your answer. Yes? $20.26. Now, if you are having difficulty in calculating GM using the roots, okay, using the root method, or in that case, what you can do is, if the values are given to you, you can find AM and HM. That is easier. And use the formula GM is equal to root of AM into HM. Okay, you will probably have small value differences like in decimal, but options like you can choose the nearest answer, answer will be correct. Okay, so if you are finding difficulty in using GM formula, you can do AM and HM and take the formula GM is equal to root of AM into HM. Right? So are you clear with the basic working of the three formulae? Yes? Okay. So this summarizes our three means AM, GM and HM. Now we are going to go to the next measure of central tendency, which is median. Now what is median? Median is a positional measure. Median is going to give you the central value based on the position of the observations. Okay, and how to calculate median? If it is going to be odd number of observations, then the median position is given as n plus 1 by 2th position. Whereas if it is going to be even number of observations, then the median is given as the average of 2 positions, n by 2 and n by 2 plus 1. Okay. The same rule will apply for both discrete and non-frequency distribution. Whereas for discrete, you have to use cumulative frequency to find out the value of n. Okay. Now, the challenge is when it is continuous frequency. Now, for continuous frequency, median formula is given as L plus n by 2 minus n1 into divided by n2 minus n1 into C. Some of you might have learnt it as L plus n by 2 minus Cf by F into C. Either ways is fine. Whichever formula you are finding comfortable to remember, use it. Okay. Now, what are the values of these? Let's take an example for practice. Now, first thing, when the distribution is not continuous, you have to convert it into class boundaries. So, convert it into class boundaries, you will get plus 0.5 in the upper limit, minus 0.5 in the lower limit. So, minus 0.5 panna 10.5 to 20.5, 20.5 to 30.5, 30.5 to 40.5. and 40.5 to 50.5. Okay. And what is the value of CF? 3, 3 plus 4, 7, 7 plus 5, 12, 12 plus 3, 15. Now, what is n by 2? N by 2 is nothing but total 15. So, this total will be 15, which is nothing but the last CF by 2, which is 7.5. Now, therefore, your value of n by 2 is 7.5 and n1 will be the cumulative frequency preceding 7.5, 7. And n2 will be the cumulative frequency succeeding 7.5, 12. Okay, and whatever is corresponding to n2 is called as the median class. So this 31 to 40 or boundaries, if I take 30.5 to 40.5 is the median class, and the lower limit of the median class will be, is it 31 or 30.5? 30.5. Lower limit boundary has to be taken 30.5. Clear? So, let's write down L 30.5 plus n by 2 7.5 minus n1. What is n1? 7 divided by n2 minus n1, 12 minus 7 into C. What is the class length? Should I take the difference as 31 to 40 from 31 to 40 or 30.5 to 40.5? I should use 30.5 to 40.5. Which is 10. Thirty-one point five. 31.5. Any doubts in the formula? Now this formula can be tested either as a direct question or they can give you a missing frequency. So using the formula you might have to find out the missing frequency. There the only hint you have to remember is the median class is based on N2. Cumulative frequency, wherever N2 is appearing, that class will be called as the median class. Clear? Okay. So this is about median, which is a positional measure. Coming to the next, mode. Now, where mode is used? Where it is going to be based on the frequency or repetition of values or demand and supply. Okay, where average demand has to be found out. So, in those cases, mode is going to be used. Now, if it is for discrete frequency or non-frequency, the most repeated value is going to be considered as mode, or highest repeating value is the mode. Whereas for continuous frequency, the formula is given as mode is equal to L plus, go ahead, F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 into C. Or you can write this as divided by F1 minus F0 plus F1 minus F2 into C. Writing that also. Okay. Now, here the three terms that are going to be very important is F1, F0 and F2. Now, which is F1? F1 is the, so remember the order as this, F0, F1, F2. F1 represents the modal frequency or the highest frequency. Okay. And the preceding class frequency becomes F0, succeeding class frequency becomes F2. Preceding frequency is F0 and succeeding frequency is F2. So, for the given same set of questions, I want for the same set of frequency, find out mode. So, here remember phi is the highest repeated value. So, phi becomes the F0, sorry F1. Preceding value is F0, succeeding value is F2. Go ahead, calculate. 30? Done? So let's quickly work out. L will be 30.5 plus F1 is 5 minus 3. 5 minus 3 then 4. 4. Okay. 5 minus 4 divided by 5 minus 4 plus 5 minus 3 into 10. So 30.5 divided by 1 by 1 plus 2 into 10. So 10 by 3, 3.33. So 33.88. 833. So this will be your mode for the question. Yes, for any distribution, if you are not able to find the mode, say the frequency of the class is in such a manner that either F1 you are not able to take or F0 you are not able to take, then we can use the empirical relationship between mean, median and mode, which is nothing but mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. So in the problem, rare problems they will ask you in a longer question, but in the short questions there is very high chances of asking. They will give you any of the two values and ask the third value. Okay, mode and median கொடுத்து arithmetic mean கேட்கலாம் or vice versa. Other ways also they can answer. Okay. So the empirical relationship is mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Clear? The next under this chapter is partition values, where we are going to find out the values of quartiles, deciles and percentiles. A quartile divides the observation into how many parts? 4 parts. Deciles divide the observation into 10 parts and percentile into 100 parts. Now how many quartiles we have? Q1 to Q3. How many deciles? D1 to D9. There are 9 deciles and percentiles P1 to P99. Okay. The middle quartile Q2, middle decile D5 and middle percentile P50. All these three represent the median. Q2, D5 and P50 represent the median. Got it? Now how to find out? Say for example Q1, if I have to find out, then I will use n plus 1 by 4 position. If it is Q3, 3 into n plus 1 by 4th position. Now if it is D6, 6 into n plus 1 by, because decile, so denominator 10. If it is percentile, say 45, 45 into n plus 1 by 100. Okay, right? So these are the formulas for calculating the positions. Let's do one quick question. Calculate Q3. The first thing, you have to arrange the values in ascending order. Do you have the AC remote? So when you arrange it in ascending order, this will be the order. What is n? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So n is equal to 7. So quartile 3 is given as 7 plus 1 by 4th position. 8 by 4, which is, sorry, 3 into 7 plus 1 by 4, which is 6th position. Now which is the 6th position? Director 16 is the answer. Okay. Now if suppose I am adding one more number, say 18 to this observation. Okay, suppose I am adding. Now what happens? N becomes 8. Now Q3 will be 3 into 8 plus 1 by 4. 3 into 9 by 4, which is 6.75th position. Now how to find out 6.75? 6th na exactly you found out which number. Now how to find out 6.75th position? Take the 6th position, 16 plus 0.75 into, which is this decimal value, into the difference between given position and the next position. Given position is 16, next value another 17. So 17 minus 16. So 16 plus 0.75 into 1. So answer will be 16.75. 16.75. 0.75. So these are the basic formula on measures of central tendency. Now we are going to go to the properties of central tendency, which is very important from your objectives perspective. First, when all the observations are the same, then the mean, median and mode will also be the same value. Next, when the values are distinct, AM is greater than or greater than GM, or GM is greater than HM, or GM is equal to root of AM into HM. And the relationship between mean, median and mode is equal to 3 times median minus 2 times mean. Now coming to the rule of combined arithmetic mean, when the value is given about groups. There are 2 groups of workers, 2 groups of people, okay, men, women. All these examples are scenarios of combined arithmetic mean. What is the formula for combined arithmetic mean? N1 into arithmetic mean 1 plus N2 into arithmetic mean 2 divided by N1 plus N2. Yes? Combined GM is given as root of GM1 into root GM2. And combined HM, N1 plus N2 by N1 plus N1 by HM1 plus N2 by HM2. Idhila commonly tested is going to be combined AM formula. Sum of deviations from arithmetic mean will always be 0. And median, sum of absolute deviations from median will always be minimum. And the last, this is very, very, very important property. Central tendency is affected by change in origin, not affected by change in origin and change in scale. Correct? Now, change in origin refers to addition or subtraction of a given set of values or of a constant value. Now, change in scale refers to multiplication or division. What will be the equation format? Y is equal to A plus BX. So, equation kuduthirukanga, you can use the equation as it is. Say if they give you Y is equal to 3 plus 2x. Use the equation as it is to find out the mean of Y or median of Y or mode of Y. So, the equation can be fully used. The question will be like the mean of the equation relationship between X and Y will be given, and they will ask you to find out mean or median or mode of Y given the value of X. So, X value substitute panningna, you will directly get the value of Y. So, for arithmetic mean, median or mode, you can directly substitute it in the equation. Clear? And for the last part, if they are asking you to find out the corrected mean, what do you mean by corrected mean? The value of mean was taken, later it was found out the observations was wrongly covered. Find the corrected value. So what is the rule? Remember always the rule, remove the wrong value from the total, add the right value to the total. So how to find the total? Sigma x is equal to n into arithmetic mean. Pannita, remove the wrong value from the total, add the right value into the total. You will get the corrected total. Using the corrected total, divide by number of observations to find out the corrected mean. So these are the basic properties for your reference. Quickly run through. Okay. So let's continue. So this is about measures of central tendency. Now let's also do the measures of dispersion, and then we will go to the problems at a stretch. Now measures of dispersion. How many measures of dispersion do we have? There are 4 measures of dispersion: range, mean deviation, quartile deviation and standard deviation. Okay. Now range. Range is given as L minus S, or the largest value minus smallest value. largest observation minus smallest observation. Irrespective of the frequency, it is the largest minus the smallest value. Now coming to mean deviation. It is the average of absolute deviations. Absolute deviations means value of deviations are taken without the sign. So sigma modulus of x minus x bar divided by n. Now mean deviation can be taken about mean or median or mode. Mean or median or mode. Okay, mean or median or mode. If you are going to calculate mean deviation, remember one point. Whenever you are working out on mean deviation, the value will be the minimum when it is taken from the median. Okay. Now coming to standard deviation, it is given as root of sigma x minus x bar the whole square divided by n. And when standard deviation will be minimum when it is taken from the arithmetic mean. It is not taken from median or mode. What is the alternate formula for standard deviation? Sigma x square by n minus x bar the whole square. X square by n minus x bar the whole square. Okay. Now let us understand the mean deviation and standard deviation for frequency distribution. For frequency distribution, it will be sigma f into modulus of x minus x bar divided by sigma f. What will be the standard deviation for a frequency distribution which is either discrete or continuous? Root of sigma f into x minus x bar the whole square divided by sigma f. Okay? Right? And the last quartile deviation is given by, is known as semi-interquartile range, which is given by Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Okay. So these are your 4 measures of dispersion. They are called as the absolute measures of dispersion. Now when you want to find out the relative measures, we use the coefficients. Coefficient of range is given as L minus S by L plus S into 100. Coefficient of mean deviation. Mean deviation by arithmetic mean into 100. If it is about median, by median into 100. Mode na by mode into 100. Coefficient of quartile deviation is given as Q3 minus Q1 by Q3 plus Q1 into 100, or quartile deviation by median into 100. Quartile deviation by median into 100. Okay. And if it is for standard deviation, we use the word coefficient of variation, which is standard deviation by arithmetic mean into 100. Standard deviation by arithmetic mean into 100. Standard deviation by arithmetic mean into 100. Okay. Now if they ask you to find out variance, this is different from coefficient of variation. What is variance? Variance is SD square. Okay. Square of SD is taken as variance. Right. So these are the basic formula for measures of dispersion. Now before we go into the properties, a quick practice question set. Directly ஒரே ஒரு continuous distribution பண்ணிரலாம் for practice. Find out mean deviation and standard deviation. Find mean deviation and standard deviation. So you need to first find out x bar. Then you can, for mean deviation, you can do modulus of x minus x bar. Then f into modulus of x minus x bar. When you say modulus, what we should do? We should ignore the negative sign of the deviation. Go ahead, first do mean deviation, then we will come to standard. So let's check the answer. First thing, to find out x bar, you should have used the rule sigma fx by sigma f. Correct? So what is the answer of x bar that you are getting?
20.83.
20.83. Now you would have used this for with the mid values. So which is 12.5, 17.5, 22.5 and 27.5. So 12.5 minus 20.83, which is 8.33. Minus 8.33, negative sign ignored. So 8.33 into f. So into 3.
24.99.
24.99.
6.66.
6.66.
5.001. 26.668.
Okay. So these are the values of f into modulus of x minus x bar. Are you getting these values? Okay. So mean deviation is total, which is
63.319.
319 divided by sigma f, 12. Divided by 12, which is
5.27.
5.27. So this is your mean deviation. Yes. Now for standard deviation, before you multiply with f, you need to square the deviations. X minus x bar, the whole square you should have taken. So can you give me the values? X minus x bar, the whole square you should have taken. So 12.5 minus 20.83. Which is minus 8.33 square. So which will be 69.38. Okay, 38 or 39. That into f. இது அப்படியே தயவு செஞ்சு f ஆல மல்டிப்ளை பண்ணாதீங்க. ஆன்சர் தப்பு. யாரெல்லாம் அப்படிலாம் பண்ணியிருக்கோம் நம்ம? Okay. So take x minus x bar the whole square. 69.38 or 39 into f into 3. So first one will be 208.16 or 17. Like that you can take. Can you give me the total of sigma f into x minus x bar the whole square? 0.66. I don't know if it is correct. Okay. Let's check. எக்ஸாம்ல யார் பக்கத்துல கரெக்டா? நான் கரெக்ட். அந்த மாதிரிலாம் யாரா பக்கத்துல இருப்பாங்களா? So for second one will be 20.22 after multiplying with f. I'm telling you 20.22. Third one will be
From 22.177.
Okay, let me check.
Second one.
Okay, third one 8.3667. Huh? Okay, second one, let me check. You're saying 17.5 minus 20.83. 3.33 is the difference. 3.33 into 3.33. 11.0889. Correct. 22.176. My bad. Okay. And fourth one will be 27.5 minus 20.83. $177.96 or 95. Okay, so the total is 414.668 divided by 12 root of. Okay, so what is the answer? 5.89. Okay, 5.89. So this is calculation of SD. Right? The chances of being tested on this type of full working out problems is probably 1 or 2 questions in this chapter. But what is more frequently going to be tested is the properties related questions. Okay, so this is just for a quick recap of the formula that we have done. Clear with the formula? Yes. Now let's go to the properties of measures of dispersion. First one, when all observations are the same, measures of dispersion is 0. Sum of deviations from arithmetic mean will always be 0. And sum of absolute deviations from the median will be minimum. Now coming to the relationship between each of the measures. Range is almost equal to 2 times of dispersion. Mean deviation is equal to 4 by 5 standard deviation. And quartile deviation is equal to 2 by 3 standard deviation. Remember, you can apply this only for absolute measures of dispersion. It will not apply for coefficients. Clear? Next, combined SD formula. Rarely tested. Okay. Combined SD is equal to root of N1 into SD1 square plus N2 into SD2 square plus N1 into D1 square plus N2 into D2 square divided by N1 plus N2. Where D1 and D2 are nothing but the difference between mean and combined arithmetic mean. Okay. The last is the most again relevant questioning area. Measures of dispersion are not affected by change in origin, but they are affected by change in scale. Okay. First, change in origin na addition subtraction, so you are not going to have that plus or minus symbol involved. Now change in scale, only the multiplication part is going to get involved. So when you have the equation, you should not use the equation fully. You should keep y alone on the left side and convert it into the format of y is equal to a plus bx. Now what is b? That alone will be used. So the equation will be taken as y is equal to modulus of b into x. Y is equal to modulus of b into x. Let's have a quick understanding of this formula with an example. The relationship between x and y is given as 4x minus 3y plus 5 equals 0. If mean deviation of x is given as 4, find out the mean deviation of y. Now, in this equation, what we need to do? Keep y alone on the left side. Minus 3y is equal to minus 5 minus 4x, or y is equal to minus 5 by minus 3 minus 4 by minus 3. Or y is equal to 5 by 3, minus and minus will get cancelled, plus 4 by 3x. Okay. Now, if we have given this, normally if they have asked you to find out mean, median or mode, we would have used the equation as it is. But here we cannot use the equation as it is. We are going to use only this 4 by 3. Adliyu, even if it is negative, we will ignore the negative sign and take only the positive value. So we are going to take y is equal to 4 by 3 into mean deviation of x, 4. Answer is 16 by 3. Clear? So this is about mean deviation of, calculation of change in origin and change in scale related questions. Yes? Note down, go through the formula once. Let's start with the questions from your RTPs and MTPs. Okay, so let's start with the practice questions. Now, from this chapter especially, the questions have always been a combination of both theory and practical. So, ஒரு 5 question வருதுனா, at least 2 questions வந்து theory based question. Okay, so this is how the pattern has been so far in most of your examination papers. Okay, out and out practical has not been there. So probably somewhere around 5 questions, 4 to 5 questions easily from this chapter. Now 5 questions la definitely 2 questions theory based. Even if there are more questions, 2 to 3 questions theory based out of this chapter is guaranteed. Okay, now let's quickly get started with the questions. The standard deviation is independent of change in origin, which means it is not affected by change in origin. Good. Median of a distribution can be obtained by Ogives. Next, the quartiles of a variable are 45, 52 and 65 respectively. What is the quartile deviation? Now the quartiles are given as 3 values, Q1, Q2 and Q3. Now what is the formula for quartile deviation? Q3 minus Q1 divided by 2. Take it in the same order, Q1, Q2 and Q3. So Q3 is 65, Q1 is 45. 65 minus 45 divided by 2. 10. Fourth one, find the mean deviation of the given numbers. Go ahead, work out and give me the answer. Yes, answer 3.1. Modulus of x minus x bar divided by n. Yes. What was the x bar here?
10.
10. Okay. So x minus x bar divided by n, 3.1. Yes? Okay. Fifth one. Average of 10 students is 20 years. 2 students are joined. Average age is increased by 2. Find the average age of the 2 students. Average of 10 students is 20 years. So sigma x by n is 10 is 20 years. So what is sigma x? 20 into 10, which is 200. Now 2 students have joined. Okay, so let's take it as x and y. Okay, now if once they have joined, the new average is now what? Increased by 2. So 20 plus 2, 22. Now divided by what you need to put? Divided by 12. Okay, so 200 plus x plus y is equal to 22 into 12. 264. So x plus y is how much? 64. And Now they are not asking you the total age of the two students. They are asking you the average age of the two students. So average age is nothing but x plus y divided by 2, which is 64 by 2, 32. 30. Okay. Average age of the two students is 32. Got it? Next. The mean of 100 students was 45. Later on, it was discovered that the marks of two students was misread as 85 and 54 instead of 58 and 45. Find the corrected mean. So what is the rule for corrected mean? Find the total, add the wrong value, add the correct value, remove the wrong value, and you are going to find out the revised total and the revised mean. Go ahead, calculate. Fast. 44.64. Others, please calculate. The mean was 45. So let's quickly do the working. Sigma x by n is equal to 45. Of how many students? Of 100 students. So sigma x is 4500. Now, two students' marks was read as 85 and 54. So read as is wrong value. Instead of what is given as right value. So minus 85 minus 54 plus 58 plus 45, which is how much? 4464. Therefore, correct mean will be 4464 divided by 100 minus 2 plus 2. So the total remains the same, 100, which is 44.64. The corrected mean is 44.64. Next, calculate the third quartile for the following. See, most of these are your examination questions. So if you see, the questions are going to be direct and simple, but what is required is only time for the formula and working out. You have to do third 3 into n plus 1 by 4th position. 36.25. Okay. Please ensure to arrange in ascending order before you calculate the quartile or median or decile in the sum scala. You have to arrange in ascending order before. Remember that. The answer will be 36.25. Are you getting it? Yes? Next, 8th one. If y is equal to 3 plus 4.5x, mode of x is 20, then mode of y is. So, mode refers to measure of Central tendency. So can we use the whole equation or only y is equal to modulus of b into x? Whole equation. So we can just substitute y is equal to 3 into 3 plus 4.5 into 20. 93. 4.5 into 2. Yeah, okay. $93. Next question. Can I move on? All of you? Are you with me so far? Good. Ninth one. The arithmetic mean and coefficient of variation of the variable are 10 and 30 respectively. So AM is 10. Coefficient of variation is 30. Find the variation of 30 minus 2x. So what is this? The moment they give you an equation like this, we have to relate it to the concept of y is equal to a plus bx. So y is equal to 30 minus 2x. Now they are asking you the variation of. Now variation is coefficient of variation. And for coefficient of variation, can you apply the formula directly? Y is equal to modulus of b into x? No. We can have to find out standard deviation and then only convert it to variation. You cannot apply it on the coefficient directly. Okay. So how to find that out? First you need to find out arithmetic mean of y. Now how to find arithmetic mean of y? Arithmetic mean is given directly in the question. Arithmetic mean is 10. Okay. So arithmetic mean is 10 abdina. We can take coefficient of arithmetic mean is 10. 30 minus 2x is the equation. So 30 minus 2 into 10. Arithmetic mean of y will be equal to 30 minus 20, which is 10. So this is done, set aside. Now we need standard deviation. First standard deviation of x win. Now what is given in the question is coefficient of variation. What is given is coefficient of variation. So which is 30. Okay. So 30 is equal to SD by AM into 100. So 30 is equal to SD by 10 into 100, which is 300 by 100, 3. SD is equal to 3. Now use this SD is equal to 3 in the equation y is equal to modulus of b into x. Now what is the modulus of b? Minus 2. When you take it within modulus, it is going to be 2. So y is equal to 2 into 3. 6. Y is equal to standard deviation of y is equal to 6. Got it? Now we have standard deviation of y as 6 and arithmetic mean of y as 10. So 6 by 10 into 100. 60. 6 by 10 into 100. 60. So ideally your answer for variation should be 60. Anna, this is an examination question, friends. I'm not kidding. This is an examination question. I think 2022 examination. Coefficient of variation, vero variation ketirukanga. Variation ideally means coefficient of variation. But you see the option does not have 60. Okay. So if you do not have that, they can alternate the word variance and variation in the exam. So what you can do, if you do not have variation answer in the exam option, you can choose, okay, SD of y is equal to 6. Appo what is variance? SD square 36. இது ரெண்டு தான் possible answers. Okay, when variation is asked, it is always coefficient of variation only. However, you have to check in the exam if sometimes they are alternatively using that word. Okay. Next one. Simple question. You read the question, you will be able to tell directly. It is given that mean of x is 10. Standard deviation is 3.2. The observations are increased by 4. Increase means change in origin. Now, the new mean and standard deviation is. Now, we know the rule. Mean is affected by change in origin. So, 10 plus 4, 14. Whereas standard deviation is not affected by change in origin. So, answer will remain the same. So, arithmetic mean is 14. Standard deviation is 3.2. Pakada question பெருசு. Actually, the answer is just within one property. Clear? Next. 11th one. The relationship between P series and Q series is given by 2P minus 3Q equals 10. Sorry, minus 10. If the range of P series is 18, what would be the range of Q? Instead of X and Y, they are using the equation P and Q. So, 2P minus 3Q minus 10 equals 0. Equal to 0 is implied. So, you can take 2P minus 3Q minus 10. Okay, equals 0. Or you can take, now what is given? P series range is given. So you can keep, what should be on the left side? Should P be on the left side or Q be on the left side? Q should be on the left side, which is not known only will come on the left side. Okay, so 3Q is equal to, minus 3Q is equal to 10 minus 2P, or 3Q is equal to 10 minus 10 plus 2P. Q is equal to minus 10 by 3 plus 2. Okay. Now, we are going to use this value of 2 by 3. Range of P is 18. So, range of Q will be 2 by 3 into 18. 12. Range of Q series is 12. 12th one. For a moderately skewed distribution of marks in commerce for a group of 200 students, the mean and mode mark was found to be 55.6 and 46. What is median? So when mean and mode is given, median is asked. What formula will we use? Mode is equal to 3 median minus 2 mean. Calculate and give me the answer. Answer is 52.4. Okay. So 46 is equal to 3 median minus 2 into 55.6. Correct? Answer is 52.4. Did you get this answer, friends? Venkat, Siddharth. 13th one. A different model question. Find HM of two numbers is 4. So find where the HM of two numbers is 4. AM and GM satisfy the equation 2A plus G square is equal to 27. The two numbers are. So they are saying HM of the two numbers is 4. So first equation is HM is equal to 4. And the relationship that they satisfy is equal to AM, okay, AM and GM relationship 2A plus G square is equal to 27. They are asking us to find the two numbers. How to solve this? Now you can take GM square is equal to AM into HM. Correct? So instead of G square, can I write it as AM into HM? So 2A plus, instead of G square, I am writing it as A into H is equal to 27. So 2A is equal to HM we already know as 4. So 4A is equal to 27. 6A is equal to 27. A is equal to 27 by 6. 4.5. 4.5. So which means the arithmetic mean of the two numbers that you are finding out should be 4.5. Now go ahead. You have 4 options. See which one has arithmetic mean of 4.5. Three plus 1, 4 by 2. 9 plus 5, 14 by 2, 7. 6 plus 3, 9. 9 divided by 2 is 4.5. Therefore, answer is option C. Can I continue? 14. An average square field covers side of 400 kilometers. First side at a side of 100 per 100 kilometers per hour. Second side at 200 kilometers per hour. Third side at 400 kilometers and fourth side at 300 and fourth side at 400 kilometers. Find the average. What speed should we use? Harmonic mean of the values 100, 200, 300 and 400. Can you do it on your own? Yes? So I leave this for you to solve. 15th one. See the question. The price of an egg in 3 shops is rupees 5, 4 and 6. Find the average price. In the first shop it is 5 per egg. Second shop it is 4 per egg. Third shop it is 6 per egg. So normally what we will do 5 plus 4 plus 6 divided by 3. Which is how much? 15 by 3, 5. You are not having the option. Yeah, Abdina. The word that is mentioned is per. Per vandadana enna mean use pananum? Harmonic mean. So you should use harmonic mean when the question is given under per. Okay, same like speed related. So question paaka simple ada irukkum, but the hint is you have to pick from the question what average is asked. Okay, so here which is relevant? Harmonic mean is going to be relevant. So what you will do? 1 divided by 5, 1 divided by 4, 1 divided by 6. And then you can do the formula. Will you be able to do it? Yes or no? Yes. Last one. There were 50 students in a class. 10 students who failed had an average mark of 2.5. Find the total mark of the class, which was 281. Then the average mark of passed students is. So 10 students failed. Average mark is 2.5. So what is the total mark of the 10 students? 25. So failed students total is 2.5 into 10, which is 25. Correct? Now total mark of the class is 281. So total mark of the past students will be 281 minus 25, which is 256. Now average of the past students will be 256 divided by total kadayadu. Divided by total number of past students. 50 is the total, 10 failures. So total number of passes 40 divided by 40. 6 point. Okay. 6.4. Right? Option could be erroneous, probably some printing error could be there. Right? So these are the questions from arithmetic mean, median, mode and measures of dispersion. Your questions, if you see the pattern so far, either tavara what questions have been asked in the exams is theory based questions, and calculate mode from the following distribution, calculate median from the following distribution. So those type of questions were asked where directly formula substitution you need to solve. Okay. So from this chapter, the more expectation is from property related questions. Okay. So please ensure you are familiar with the properties. No excuses with respect to property analysis. Done? Any doubts in this chapter? Clear? Okay. So please ensure theory you are clear and you are familiarizing yourselves with the property for answering the questions. So we complete measures of central tendency and dispersion in your statistics portion.